I'm Scott Coolidge, and this is Movie Review, the show that tells you about the movie before you or your family ever step into the theater. Now, have you ever been in the theater and a naked person comes up on the screen, you throw your hand over to cover your child's eyes, the popcorn goes flying everywhere? Well, that's not going to happen to you today because you've chosen to watch Movie Review. Today we're looking at the movie The Insurgent, Part 2 of the Divergent Series. Now, The Insurgent is directed by Robert Schuick, the director of The Time Traveler's Wife and Flight Plan. And in this second installment of the Divergent series, the 5 factions are going strong, and Janine, played by Kate Winslet, is still on the lookout for divergence. And that means that our hero Triss, played by Shailene Woodley, and Four, played by Theo James, are on the run, hiding Triss, who we all know is a divergent. Now, Janine is also looking at something else. She's found an ancient box from their ancestors, and she's determined to open it. But guess what? Only a divergent can open it. So Janine goes on a witch hunt looking for the divergents. And they try to open the box, but they start to die. And Janine wonders why. Well, it's because she finds out that she needs 100% pure divergent to open the box. And of course, you know where the story's going. Guess who that 100% pure divergent is? It's our hero Triss. Now, this film not only has 1, but 2 really great twists in the movie. I was like, wow, wow. Of course, I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm going to let you watch the movie to find out for yourself. Now, as for swearing, I want to say that there's hardly any. They say the S word twice, they say a hell, a damn, and someone comes close to saying the F word, but then they stop and don't complete the word. I'm also happy to report they do not say Jesus or the Lord's name in this film. So if you're like myself, a Christian, and you don't like it when they say the Lord's name in a profane way, you can be sure that this movie is free from such language. As for sexual content, there's hardly any. In the beginning of the film, we'll see Triss running in a semi-see-through nightgown, but I do want you to know she's really far away from the camera, and the camera's panning between buildings and such, so you don't really see too much. Now, Triss and the other women are wearing very curved, hugging, fitting outfits, and in the movie there is a kind of love scene between Triss and Four. They start kissing, take off their shirts, but all you can really see is their backsides and their torso, and then the camera pans away nicely, leaving things to the imagination, which is the way it should be. Now, also there's a couple seconds of Triss in the shower, but again, you only see her backside and her shoulder. I want you to know in all the shots they never cut below the waist, but of course, as a parent, you can only decide whether this is appropriate for your child. I'm only here to give you the facts. As for violence in the picture, there's the average killing and fighting that you'd expect from a typical movie like this. There's also some executions, but I want you to know there's not really too much blood or gore. Now, as for action, there's lots of it. They've got a lot of fist fights, gun fights, jumping off of buildings, jumping onto trains, and there's some Matrix-style jumping and fighting as well when Triss is in the simulator, making this for a non-stop thrill ride for action lovers. The story in this movie is quite excellent. Triss has to embody the strength of the 5 factions in order to open the box. Now, also, Triss is constantly laying her life down for others in the movie, which is quite impressive. Also, Four is constantly trying to protect Triss because she's always getting into trouble. And Four is also quoted as saying to an angry mob, "Hand Triss over to Janine? That's all right, but first you're going to have to go through me," making it for not only a great action story, but a love story as well. Aw, the 2 lovers, isn't it sweet? Now, I do have to say that you have to go and rent the movie Divergent before you head to the theater to see Insurgent. It is a must. You cannot see the second one without seeing the first one. And of course, I'm not going to do a review on Divergent. If you want to know more about Divergent, or this movie Insurgent, or any other movie, of course, you can always go to the Plugged In website. It's www.pluggedin.ca. Now, I just want to say that the Plugged In website is a free website. There's no gimmicks. You're not going to get there, you're going to find out you have to sign up or pay a fee or anything like that. It's a completely free website. And no, they're not paying me to endorse their site. This is the site that I go to find out all my information about the movie. Yes, I do go see the movie at the circuit, but I don't remember how many times they said this swear word or that swear word, or maybe they remind me about something about the movie that I say, you know what, my audience really needs to know this. They're a great website, www.pluggedin.ca, and these people that are running this website, they genuinely care about the entertainment that you and your family are watching. And it's run by Focus on the Family, and you can do many reviews like for music, or TV shows, or video games, and of course, you know, movies. It's www.pluggedin.ca. They're a great site. I recommend you check them out. Now, we all remember the Paul Walker tragedy where Paul was killed in a car accident. Now Fast and the Furious 7 is coming out, and it'll be interesting to see what filmmakers do. Some say they write Paul out of the story, and I've actually heard that maybe a relative of Paul that looks like Paul will continue on in the role. It'll be hard to say, but Fast and the Furious 7 comes out April 3rd, so I guess we'll find out then. Now, if I have any film buddies out there who'd like to join me on the show, by all means drop me a line on Facebook. We'll go out, we'll see a movie, and we'll do a review on it. Please remember, we want to do a movie that's just come out, because we want our review to be out before the movie leaves the circuit. This movie is rated PG-13, and of course I agree with the rating. Anyone 13 years of age or older can certainly handle this movie. Of course, as a parent, only you can decide based on the information I've given you whether this movie is right for you or your family or not. As for myself, I suggest that you divergent yourself away from those movies with profane language and heavy sexual content and insurgent yourself into this fun-paced, action-packed, family fun, friendly movie. For Movie Review, I'm Scott Coolidge.